Hi friend, welcome back to my channel, Cypress and Fern. It's me, Cypress. Today, we're doing something very special. Making some muffins with the elderberries, all the dried out elderberries from the processing video and making the wine. I have some that I'd like to put something yummy. I'd like to make something yummy with them. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. Um, but yes. So we have what I had here was a scone recipe that was really difficult to make good scones with. So I kind of got fed up with trying to make scones and I put it in a muffin tin. And surprise, it made incredible muffins. So, my scone, which is now a muffin recipe, is 2 cups of flour, half a cup of brown sugar. A lot of times I'll do honey instead, and honey is really good as a substitute. Um, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 and 2/2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now, you can do baking soda instead, just 1 teaspoon, and if you do that, then no salt because baking soda already has salt in it. Half a cup or 1 stick of frozen butter, which is a real pain to grate, but it's worth it, trust. Half a cup of heavy cream, an egg, and whatever you're going to put in there. Some vanilla extract, some berries, some nuts. In my case, I have a fancy Amaro extract, which I made with all of the spices I accumulated, herbs and spices I accumulated on a hike one day. So there's a whole lot of other of things in there. It's a bunch of lemon zest from my grandma's lemon tree, and some pine needles, and some wild sage, and mugwort, and laurel leaves, and a whole bunch of other things. I don't even remember. I made it a while ago, but if you want to see how I did that, I can make a video on it. It's kind of fun, and it makes a really nice herbal, bitter flavor to bring out all the good flavors. So I have that, but you could just use vanilla extract, and I'm using the dried elderberries. But if you wanted to copy this recipe, I think blueberries would be very good, or blackberries, or any kind of nut. If you do a nut, you might want to add a little extra heavy cream because that way it might not be dry. But yeah, I mix all the dries and I grate in the butter. When you're mixing in the dries, you might notice some clumps of brown sugar, and that's fine. It adds to the chatoyancy, the texture. So it is good to leave small clumps, but not big clumps. Try to get out the big clumps if you got them. And then grating in the butter takes forever, but I promise it's worth it. And I know everyone's wondering how I get these huge muscles. It's grating butter, obviously. That's how I do it. If you were wondering, thanks for asking. But yeah, that's how I do it. And then I keep the batter cold, so whenever I'm not doing something directly with the batter, I keep it in the fridge or the freezer to keep it all from melting too quick. And then I mix in all the wets, and once it's pretty mixed, it will look like it's not mixing at first, but you just got to keep mixing, and then once it's almost there, you'll add in the berries and knead it by hand. You could do with a stand mixer if you had a stand mixer, but just make sure it doesn't get too hot or over kneaded if you're using a stand mixer. I don't have one. I'm not that rich. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll have a stand mixer. Um, and then from there, we put it in the muffin tin. And in the muffin tin, um, I use 2 spoons to shape them out, but you could do it by hand, or you could do maybe an ice cream scoop might work. But I just do 2 spoons to get pretty round and push them in there, and then sprinkle on some brown sugar on top, or brush them with heavy cream, whichever you'd prefer. The brown sugar adds a little good crust on the top, so I really like that, but the heavy cream does make it more golden. So if you care about the color, then the heavy cream is a good addition. And from there, it's time to bake it. What I like to do is before I bake it, I'll leave it in the freezer so it is really cold. Not all the way frozen through, just pretty frozen. So you could put it in overnight and then take it out maybe 10-15 minutes before you want to bake it, just as the oven's preheating, and then throw it in there and bake it, and that would turn out great too. And it works really well if you just wanted to have individual things. If you have a mini microwave oven, toaster oven like that bad boy right there, you could put in maybe just like 2 at a time, and you could just have frozen muffins in your freezer and then pull out a couple muffins. But yeah, that's how you do it, and I hope you give it a go. They are quite delicious. I'm very happy with how they turn out every single time now that I'm not trying to make scones and I just folded and turned it into a muffin recipe. But I'll post the ingredients down below. If you wanted to take a look, give it a try, let me know how it goes. And yeah, looking forward to posting that elderberry wine video. It's a lot of fun. I see it over there. No sneak peeks, but it's almost done. I'm really excited. So yeah, thanks for coming along with me this time, friend. It's been a real treat having you. And yeah, until next time, take care of yourself. Okay, bye now.